Right, I don't think I'm on mute. I had to check. Because you know I'm like with all this technology rubbish. Right. I'm in my hoodie, so nobody can give me any sort of grief about not being in uniform. There we go, WGO. I'm doing my best, even though it's really warm tonight for some reason. I don't know why. Let me see who's in the chat first of all. I think there's a bunch of you already. Then we'll go on about what we're going to talk about. I've got some stuff that I'm going to be working on tonight as well, so I'll get rid of my ugly mug in just a moment and we can have a look at what we're actually going to be doing instead. So we had... so the show was, actually before we go on to this, the show was going to be about Primarchs in 40k. And I was watching a whole discussion on Facebook about Primarchs coming back to 40k and got really excited. It's warm because you're wearing a hoodie. I know, but I don't know where my t-shirt is. Rachel has lost it. It's in the abyss. Anyway, what was I saying? Primarchs, that was it. So I was expecting them to be coming back to 40k. I think they will still come. But the Warhammer TV had a stream where they were talking about Primarchs coming back. Now Stewie's woke up. They're coming back to 30k. So there's basically 2 Primarchs coming to 30k by the end of this year. So that is what we're going to be expecting, not 40k, which is what I was going to be talking about tonight. But there's loads of news, to be fair. There's all sorts of stuff that we can talk about. I decided to go from some of the away from some of the more controversial topics, although maybe in the future we'll talk about them. But we've got Wizkids and Games Workshop. We'll talk about that. But let's start with who's actually in the chat. We have Surreal at the top. I think there were others before, but Surreal's telling me that I can't shave, which I can't really grow a beard either way. So I'm going to have to tidy up this mess and attempt to become more of a man. Not going to happen though, is it? Let's be honest. Furious George, Sam's evil twin looks like he should be in prison. I think that must be the thumbnail that's now out of date, because obviously I don't have all the side of my hair shaved off. Phil's there, Codex Time. Derpmus Maximus again as well. MCM 1966, I think you were there just before as well. And Phil saying he's going to do his Phantom, which is excellent. Can't wait to get crushed by that. And then Phil saying, "Oh, it's okay. You're still in the game. You've got a guy left. You can still win this." That's what normally happens. Kenny Bickerton finally back from Canada next week and get some hobby time in. That's awesome. Hope you had a good time in Canada. Rower, welcome Rower. Elster Nation again, welcome. We need to have a chat as well, Elster Nation. I think you and Phil have already chatted. We've got loads. Oh yeah, we'll talk about channel stuff as well later on, if I remember. If somebody reminds me to talk about channel stuff. Matthew Judge, going to Battlefield Birmingham. I don't even know what that is. And it's round the corner, so maybe me and Phil should have known. Fell Hate, welcome. Carl M, welcome. Carl. Vaughan Killian, how you doing? Chapter Master Valrak. Chapter Master Valrak, you've got your podcast later on. So I think it's 12 o'clock UK time. If anybody is interested in going over to Chapter Master Valrak's channel and checking out the podcast, I'm pretty sure it's midnight UK time. Could be wrong. That's just from memory, and we all know my memory sucks. If not, I'm sure it'll be on the channel advertised. And we need to talk Valrak as well. I need to message you on Facebook and talk about some stuff. Akaya, Admin King himself. Hello, my fellow nerds and nerdettes. Less than a minute till Friday Hangout. That was a bit ago. Mark Potter. Is there something wrong with your left eye, Sam? Who's that? It's real. Which one's left eye? No, I don't sleep, do I? So, just ugly. I'm afraid I'm just ugly. Let's keep going. Mark Potter. I don't know if I said, but hey, Mark. We have Miltiades. IOM Wargamer. Adam Rogers. Liam Badley shouting Blood Bowl. Yeah, we are going to do some Blood Bowl tonight. Some building anyway. I don't know if anybody's interested in actually me going through my Blood Bowl team. We'll go through that because I'll show you what I've been doing. Kablams, welcome Kablams. Russell Higgins as well, saying hey to Kablams, but hey Russell, welcome to the channel. Ryan Benfield and Chosen Man from Cyprus. We've got a good mix of people from different locations, haven't we? Sam is looking like a jarhead in the thumbnail. Well, I don't look like a jarhead anymore, so that's always good. Although there's nothing wrong with looking like a jarhead, I suppose. OK Turnip. What a great name. Hi. Adam Rogers, how's the bolt action going? I've just got the Band of Brothers set to play with my dad. Bolt action is it's stalled. Mike's having a bit of a trouble at the moment getting hobby time, so I've pushed on ahead. we need to see what's happening with Mike in terms of how much he can commit to doing his bolt action Americans, and if not, then Phil or Jack will be taking over that force, and we'll start doing the games. I know as soon as we get Phil involved, we'll have a board the next day, and there'll be craters and dugouts and foxholes and everything and hedgerows. There we go. There's loads of World War II information. But behind me, actually, we've got this Stug. We've got a Stug 3. We've got a Tiger 1. And we've got 2 awesome Panthers. So these were donated by Patrick ages ago. So we've got the foregrounds, I think it is, scenery that needs to get built for the table. And these Panthers, one of them is going to be commanded by Patrick himself. So I've got a command model. So these command models were given to us by Akaya. And one of these, I'm just shaking the thing. One of these, I've got a top-down view thing. We'll have a look in a bit. One of these will be Patrick in the back of the Panther. And I think it was the Panther G that Patrick wanted to be. So that will be this one, the Alpha G. What else do we have? Chapter Master Valrak, indeed, late one. Yeah, so it is 12 o'clock. There you go. Anybody wanting? I'll probably be up, so I'll watch it. But anybody else watching that or listening to it? Is that why Rachel drinks so much? Why does she drink so much? She's in Manchester tonight. She's travelled on the train to Manchester. So I literally have the whole weekend to myself. We've got a really busy week next week as well. So I don't know how much hobby I'm going to be able to get done, how much videos I'm editing. So I've been editing a video all night to get up for this weekend, hopefully. And all of that stuff and all of the other projects, I'm going to try and blitz as many of them this weekend as possible. So I'm aiming to prime the bolt action Germans, prime Rachel's Frostgrave. I want to do as much to this Goblin team tonight as possible so that I can almost finish them and get them primed for the weekend as well. And then I want to get back onto the Black Dragons as soon as possible because I've got the big repulsor to start painting, so I need to do that. Right, who else have we got? A Tabletop Ops. I made it. Welcome, Tabletop Ops. Yakaya saying, please go through your team, so I will do in a moment once I've ran through this. Patrick, what is this new HP 5000 in the lower left corner? See, I don't even know. We got an email from Streamlabs. They do all of the pop-ups and things, so we've got like a little, this thing in the bottom right. For anytime somebody donates money, that should, in theory, chuck money into the cup. Don't know if it works. We've got these labels on the top. Again, that's all linked to Streamlabs. And they sent us an email just saying, try out this boss thing, let us know how it works. And I'm like, okay, what does it do? No email back. I think every time somebody subscribes to the channel, you lose life. So you basically got to kill Wargamer Online by subscribing to death. That doesn't mean everybody unsubscribe and subscribe because that sways everything. It doesn't necessarily work. But if you get somebody else new to the channel and they sub, it should, in theory, take life off it. We'll see what happens. Kablams likes the Jarhead look. Oh, there we go then. Maybe Kablams, I'll just shave it all off for you. We'll just do it again for you. How would you start an Ironjaws army? I want to do that. Okay, well, we've got... Somebody needs to keep track on what we're doing. Let me write this down. So we've got Blood Bowl. This is how crap my memory is. Blood Bowl. We've got starting Ironjaws. That's 2 questions. And I've already forgotten if there was any others. Starting Ironjaws, because Ironjaws are pretty good. They've been nerfed recently, but they're still pretty good. Right. Does Jarhead... Oh, I personally like the not enough hair to justify styling it look. That's what I'm going for at the moment, and it's partly out of laziness, to be fair. Don't have time to faff with hair products. It's not going to make me any prettier, let's be honest. Russell Higgins, does Jarhead mean not a proper haircut? Well, I've always got a Jarhead haircut if that's the case. It's the name for American Marines. Yeah, Manchester, Valrak. Rachel's up in Manchester. She's doing a Halloween party or something. Going out with her mate. Back on Sunday, hopefully, if she still wants to come home. You did say you were ugly, so I wondered if that's why she drinks. There's not enough alcohol that could obscure that, I'm afraid, Dirkmas. Right. Johnny Rockstar, welcome, Johnny. How you doing? Topics for tonight. See, Amit's on it. He's already messaging me. One glove One glove screams golf pro. I used to play golf quite regularly, but not anymore. No, this is because I was literally doing a tutorial before I started doing this, and I've finished it now, so I don't actually need the glove on because I'm going to be sculpting, so it doesn't matter. Right. Let's go through what I've done recently, very recently. So let me see if we can switch this over to a different... There we go. Right, so this is what we've done today, or I've done today actually. No one else has done them. Zoom in a little bit. Dead easy. Really quick to do. Oh, get it into the actual camera. Warhound. So this is for the Frostgrave warband that I've been working on. I've only got 2 more models left to be done, so that is awesome. These took about 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer to actually do, both of them. So they're really fast, and it's a couple of colours, a few dry brushes. I've done some patterns on the back of them, and they're my 2 Warhounds for Frostgrave. So that tutorial, depending on what Phil's got to be released, will be out either this week or next week. I don't know when it needs to be out. So they're done. Quite happy with them. That will probably be a premium tutorial on the website as well. Then we've got the White King, which I've put a post up on the Facebook group already about this, but I've varnished it and I've put the gloss on his base now, so his frosty base thing is done. He's quite a cool model to paint actually. I tried some different colours, it didn't work, so I went back with just chucking a gold onto the armour. But I'm quite happy with the cape. It's quite difficult to do black capes. I struggle anyway. If you're not blending it and you want to do edge highlighting, I find that it can look a bit weird. But it's got just enough of a subtle highlight on all of these edges to make it stand out. But it still remains black. And then it's got this like white fur with the purple and gold. So he looks quite regal. Looks very much like a king which has been killed and rezzed, and now he's in the warband with the necromancer. So they're the last bits there. Oh, they're here. Now these are the last 2. I don't know which one I'm going to be doing first. So these are the last 2 members of the warband to be painted. And I'll probably film... I'm definitely going to film the zombie being painted because it's going to be a little bit different to the rest of the warband. There's going to be a lot of flesh colours and rotting and all that sort of stuff. And it was a nice conversion to do as well. So I'll probably, I'll get this one done and maybe even put that one up on YouTube rather than premium. And then the apprentice is the final one for the warband. That is like 15 members of them done as well. Got a really squeaky chair, I need to replace this. It's not comfortable at all either. Reaper's joined us. Hey, Blood Ravens. Yay. Right, that's what I've been working on recently. I still can't do edge highlighting right, says Adam. Try, I have really shaky hands, so like I literally cannot paint unless I'm bracing my hands. So I found that I had to get this table custom built by Phil. So Phil came over and built this so it was high enough. I could do with a lower chair, but I generally sit with my arms on the desk where I can. And 1, it braces me. 2, I'm closer to the model so I can see a little bit better because my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. But I brace the hands on the table and I always do everything in straight lines. So whether I'm doing a vertical line or a horizontal line, I'll generally never do diagonals with the bristles. Brussels sprouts. I always try and keep the bristles straight. So whichever way I'm going, they always remain straight. Because if you do it at an angle, the bristles go off and you don't get an edge highlight, you get a smear, which is not great when you do an edge highlighting. Nobody likes smears. The other thing is keeping your paint thin. So it's quite important, and you'll get that with practice, learning how much, medium and water you mix with the paint, and the more you do, the better you'll get. You'll be quicker at mixing your paint, and you'll know exactly what consistency it needs to be in order for you to do a good edge highlight. If your paint is too thick, it won't come off the brush very well. If it's too thin, it will just pool everywhere. So you want the Goldilocks consistency. God, I can't speak. Goldilocks consistency. I'm going to slow down. I've got so much stuff going in my head. What was the other thing I was going to say? There was another point to edge highlighting. It's gone. Kablams is saying, I interlock my hands, so if one shakes, they both do. Try bracing more. I don't know. There's a guy, Toby, at our local gaming club, who Are you sure that's tea in your mug? Yeah, it's tea. It's a great colour of tea as well. Tea. Yeah, Toby, he had an incident when he was younger with a chainsaw in his hand. That's what he says anyway. I don't know if it was like a chainsaw or not. But he literally shakes constantly like this. And he's managed to make it so that he can time his shakiness with the painting. So he literally paints while he's shaking. And his painting is great. It's, he's a really good painter, especially saying he shakes like that. Akai is doing the whole subscribe and like things. Phil's saying, where are the likes? I don't get likes on my videos like you do, Phil. You're much more loved, so I just don't worry about it. I just put up content. And is it just Sam tonight? It is, because nobody replied. Everyone's asleep by the look of it. And you were busy with Sarah, as far as I knew. Right, topics then. Let's start, because Akaya is reminding me. So we'll do Blood Bowl second. So starting Ironjaws. What I would recommend to start Ironjaws is go with a 50 quid. Is there a 50 quid box set? Yeah, 2 of those. I bought 2 of them. They were brilliant. Let me just bring up the website. Oh, you know what? Let's bring up the website on here, because we can do that, can't we? There we go. Dial me in, says Phil. Right, okay, we're going to have to see if this is working, because my audio's all messed up. Right, forgive me if this just goes completely... Oh, let's take off the browser for a second. Video call... This will probably ring, so I apologise in advance, but at least we're going to get Phil here. Let's see how quickly he can accept the call. Oh no, it's doing it. There we go. That should be dialing now. Great preparation, as always, from me. Are you there, Phil? Hold on a second, then let me turn off. Hey.
Am I not in?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear. Hold on a second, let me just tweak a setting just so you don't hear me.
I need to hear you.
I know, but are you getting feedback through my speakers? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know, probably not. I haven't done any testing because I thought it was just going to be me, so I haven't even ran any tests.
I'm here now. I'm on headphones as well, just so you don't get feedback. Hello, everyone.
Wonderful. Well, we'll see if everyone can let us know in the chat whether it's too loud, too quiet, or whatever. There's not much we can do about it, but we'll see. Right, what was I saying? Website. What are you doing anyway, Phil?
Well, I've got family around tonight, but, you know, I thought I'd come and sneak off for a bit of hobby.
Of course. You're going to get shouted at.
No, it's all right. I've done my bit. We've been playing Roll for it for like 4 hours, so I've done my bit. I love that game.
Yeah, Roll for it's great, apart from when you lose.
Yeah. Well, yeah, true. And I've just played one game, Sam, where I didn't even score a single point and was beaten. Like, not a single point. Not even a 2-pointer card or anything.
Maybe you should downgrade to Zombie Brains or whatever it is.
Yeah, but the good news is the next game I won without anybody else at all scoring. So how about that?
That's good.
So right, I went from one extreme to the other. What's going off on the chat anyway? Because I've only just joined. So what we covered so far?
Well, I'm just going to quickly go on about Ironjaws.
And look, we got
what?
Oh yeah, you carry on about Ironjaws. Do you want me on video or are you okay on audio?
Yeah, I can put you on video. I'll switch between because I can do.
Oh, I don't mind. I've not got my screen down or anything.
All right, you sort that out.
Hold on a second, then. I'll tell you what. I'm going to mute you for that out.
Okay. Right, Ironjaws. So starting out, these start collecting boxes are incredible. They're great value, whichever one you go for. So I would recommend picking these up. 2 of these boxes will pretty much set you for, you're good after that, because you get in 2 war chanters. You don't need 2 war chanters. That's probably the only thing in these 2 boxes that you don't necessarily need. I only really ever use 1. I haven't found the benefit of using more of these at the moment. So out of the entire boxes, that's the only thing you might only use 1 of, but you can convert the other one into a shaman if you wanted to do that. So what else do you get? You get 10 Ardboys. So in 2 boxes, you'll have 20. So you can do 1 big block of 20 or 2 10-man units. And in terms of the weapons, there is a mix in there. You generally have to convert them a little bit to make them work. The boars, the Gorgrunters, you get 6 if you buy 2 boxes. So again, you can do 1 big block of 6, or you can do 2 units of 3. You've got the variation of weapons if you want to. I generally don't go for the spears, because normally I run them in units of 3, and they are you can get 3 of them into combat and all of them can attack. The only time you need the range is really if you're going to go for more than 3, or if you're going to be going through tight gaps and you need to get stuck. Oh yeah, we've got big news. Let's right. Let me finish this, and then we'll talk about that. Maw Crusher. I definitely would recommend getting at least 1 Maw Crusher. I've seen people take 2, 3, even 4. I would always say to get in 1 for starting off, definitely. So if you want a decent army, 2 boxes of Ironjaws starter sets, and then a Maw Crusher, and you could convert the War Chant into your Shaman. You pretty much. That's the basis of an army. After that, I would look at chucking in brutes and the mega boss. The brutes alone are great. They can take down monsters and bigger targets because they get rerolls to hit if you target anything with more than 4 wounds. If you use a mega boss and they're within, I think, 5 inches of a brute unit, the brutes get rerolls to hit of 1. So if you're not fighting bigger stuff, like you're fighting normal infantry, having the mega boss nearby just to get your rerolls of 1 is not a bad thing either. Shamans are hit and miss. They can be really powerful or they can be absolutely useless. It's very risk-based with a shaman. So for a core, I would say Mega Boss Brutes, and you start collecting sets. And Maw Crushers will be amazing or they'll be rubbish depending on what you're up against. Ironjaws Warband box. Ironjaws Warband. See, that wasn't out when I bought them. Let's have a look.
I'm back, by the way, Sam.
Okie dokie. Temporarily out of stock, but you get 5.
Just checking
brutes.
you can hear me okay.
I can hear you, yeah.
Can you just ask the people on the chat whether this is causing some kind of crazy echo, or am I going to get away without headphones?
I can't hear it, so nobody else should be able to hear it. But we'll find out. Because I know you don't like headphones.
I just get hot ears. Simple as that.
Right. Go with... who said that anyway? Vander's Hammerhand. Prefer 1 start collecting and 1 Ironjaw box. That is probably a better way to go because you get in brutes and the shaman. So do that. That's 90 quid with a Maw Crusher added on later. Perfect. So that's how you start. Yeah, there's loads of variation in there. Just get as many different units as you can and then you can try all different combinations out. Right, let's get this going because we're already like 30 odd minutes in. And I haven't really done much. I haven't done any hobby for a hobby hangout. Let me bring up... We'll bring that down for a minute. Right, let me just go through the chat. Bases look amazing. That must be the Frostgrave. That tutorial is on YouTube, so anybody wanting to see how to do frost bases can check that out. It's a really good product that I used. Definitely recommended. Wash the unclean, says Reaper. Don't know what that's about. Your hobby space has grown, says Surreal. It hasn't grown, it's just become more efficient, I think. First rank fire, second rank fire, that like button, says Ryan Benfield. Reaper saying, could you paint a Blood Raven? I certainly can. Just need to get that written down. Amit. I'm sure you're already on it.
Magnus. Sorry. S Forks just banging out a Magnus there. You've got to like that.
I'm not there yet. I'm just trying to read. Is it a steel beard?
That's okay. You do it in order and I'll just jump around like a crazy random element to the
fine,
video.
Fine. would you recommend Gordrak or just the Mega Boss? I say the Mega Boss is more, generally works better. The Gordrak is good. One of his weapons is good at killing casters. The other one's good at killing heroes. So he's very much like, he can deal with both things quite well. But, if you're not coming up against that sort of thing, is probably subpar. You're paying the extra points and not getting the bonus out of it. But he does have an extra wound, I think, on the Maw Crusher that he runs around with. And the Maw Crusher, I think, has got an extra attack. So he can put out a little bit more damage. I would personally just go for the normal Mega Boss and a Maw Crusher and then have more core units, because otherwise you can start putting too many points into heroes. And they are quite a gamble. If you have two big behemoths or behemoths fighting each other, one of them's going to kill the other. You need at least something to back it up. S-Forks, Hero Hands. Right. Patrick saying, so you both said there would be something big to come, but you both said the other one should talk about it. Now we have you both here. What is the big news? So we're going to do a channel catch up, but what can we talk about now, Phil?
Well, let's talk about. Have you talked about what the survey had to say? And the survey said. Right. Shall we do that now? We could do a more like, what do you call it? One later. We'll do it in the channel we'll do
update.
A full one.
Yeah, we'll do a full
channel
go through, but I'll briefly go through some of the stuff.
Some of the big findings. First and foremost, thanks to everybody who replied, because I said to Sam, 1%. You'll be lucky to get like a 4% reply rate, and we had something crazy, didn't we? It was like 40 or 50% of premium subscribers actually responded to it.
Like full faith. I said to you, didn't I, Phil? I was like, these aren't just normal people on the internet. These are like proper viewers, members of the group. They're going to want to tell us what they, they're going to help us. Whatever we do, they're going to help us. And we've had a ton of responses. 2 minutes typically time spent. It wasn't a long survey. It was 2 minutes of most people's time, but it definitely helped us understand where we need to go going forwards. So let's have a look. Analyze results. So we could only get 100 results. There's still a few more we could actually get, but I think most of our premiums will have done it by now. So one of the questions is, why do you want to become a premium subscriber? Overwhelmingly was basically to help support us, not necessarily just to get the content, which was interesting because we were expecting people to sign up just to get the content, but most of it was like, we're just going to chuck money your way so you can continue doing what you're doing, which was awesome.
I think in hindsight, chuck money away, I love that. I think in hindsight, that's not surprising. A lot of the early premium subscribers and the most active people on the channel are actually supporting us along the way, aren't they? So it's been pretty cool that, and to have that confirmed as well. It's not going to slow us down in any way, but sometimes we get into a little bit of a panic if we're behind on editing and we don't quite get a premium up on the, the right day and stuff like that. But it's nice to know that people are still behind us and supporting us and all the rest. So that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Reaper's just put what survey I'm premium. We're doing a free survey as well. We're going to do it for, we wanted to check first with all our premium subscribers because they're the ones allowing us to do what we're doing mainly because, it's paying for stuff. It's paying for all of the servers and all the stuff we have to pay. But we want to do one for everybody who isn't a premium subscriber and ask the questions like, what will make you become a premium subscriber? What would you be wanting? So we wanted to do 2 surveys. We started with the one. We're going to do another one for definite, but we wanted to at least understand how this works first and implement some of the stuff there. But there will be another one.
I think the important thing is the questions for freemium members is slightly different to the question for premium members, and we didn't want the results mixed up. So, for instance, one of the first questions was, why did you become a premium member? Obviously, that doesn't apply to freemium members. So we will do a survey out to the whole user base. I think it's important to do so. But we just started with a premium group, didn't we? That was the idea.
Question 2 was, what would you like us to do more of? And it was quite mixed, to be fair. The biggest stuff was terrain building and painting tutorials, campaigns for Age of Sigmar, and campaigns for 40k. And what was the last one? Battle reports. So this was the response one. This was type your comments in the... So there's a few comments in there, weren't there? Where is it? Where have you gone? Here we go. So I put in, if it's, you want battle reports that aren't ones that we already do for Age of Sigmar and 40k, which battle reports do you want to see? And there's some responses here. There's Bolt Action, Conflict 47. There's some more for 40k AOS, 40k Bolt Action, Frostgrave, Conflict, Infinity. I don't know if we're going to do Infinity. That's another side that I don't think we'll go to, at least not now. Shadespires 1. Shadespires 1 I think we need to do, and it's something that I think I would enjoy, but priority-wise, I think overall, we'll talk about where we're going to go for going forwards, but let's just go through some of these questions. How satisfied are you with the balance of content we produce? Because obviously we do a load on YouTube for free, and we do a load on premium, and we wanted to make sure the balance is there. And majority, like a huge percentage, was I'm happy with the balance. There was another huge chunk that said they would happily allow, happy to see more free content on YouTube, not necessarily lock it all the way in the premium side of things. So that was interesting.
Can I just quickly, Sam, can I just quickly jump in, because Reaper's just saying, Reaper 28 Grim is saying, I want to be a premium member but can't. I think we covered this on, it was either Monday Musing or Wednesday. That's absolutely cool. Some people in a position where they can become premium members and support the channel, some people aren't. But people like Reaper who come on the chats, ask questions, like and share on Facebook and all the rest. You're supporting us as well. I mean, that's an important bit. We appreciate any support. Even freemium members, they add up the views on the website. They're bringing, traffic into the website. So everybody's helping us, and I think so. Don't feel too bad about that. There's a million ways you can support us, and Reaper, you're an active member of the community, like everybody in the chat now, and that's really cool. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, there's tons, like you were saying, there's tons of people who share the content, like the content, share it on Facebook and Twitch and Twitter or wherever, and that helps us spread even more. So it's not always about money. Money helps us continue to do what we're doing and do more, but we wouldn't be able to spread as far as we have without others sharing and liking and promoting what we're doing. So that's equally as important, and it's good. How do you find the pricing? Everyone seems happy with it. I think there was one person who wished it was cheaper than £3 a month, but overwhelmingly happy with the price. But also there was others saying they'd pay more, quite a bit more actually. So we were looking at the different price brackets, and we've got annual subscription as well. We've already looked at that. So the annual subscription and maybe another tier level for people who want to support more. But obviously we've got donations for that. We've had, people like Patrick and Al and Rower and Akai, and everybody, the Orc Boys, all the people who donate. Say again.
Vaughn as well. Yeah,
Vaughn
Killian, Steve. We've probably missed someone now, but if we have, we apologise.
Everybody. There's Mifos. Everybody who's donated. That's helping massively. We've had so many donations that's allowed us to buy the equipment that we've needed to do what we've done, and we've put it straight back in. And we've obviously upgraded the servers so we can do more of the premium content. That was a big chunk. That was like £200, wasn't it, Phil? Just to pay for that.
Yeah, it was, and that's fantastic, because the donations that have come in as well recently, it's enabled us to go up a level on the servers, which means performance is better. Getting things like as well, just getting the search really fixed and optimized now. It's awesome. It's just good news. It's just good. That's important. We get those things right. But as ever, we have to every month we have to choose what we can do with the money and what we can't. And it's been nice with those donations. It's enabled us to put some stuff to the top of the pile and get them done, really, which has been great.
Yeah. We just had a follow. I was wondering why that boss thing in the bottom left didn't work. It's because we got a follower on Twitch rather than YouTube, so it's not connected. What else was there? Out of all the games, the biggest game that people wanted to see was Age of Sigmar, followed very closely by 40k, and then after that it was Bolt Action and BloodBowl and Frostgrave. So, that was our focus. I think that's what we're going to be doing anyway. Age of Sigmar and 40k. S-Forks, just subscribed. Come on, do the boss thing. Otherwise I'm just going to remove it. They emailed me telling me to use it. If it doesn't work, I'm not having it. It's not worked. Right, it's going afterwards. Never mind. Thank you for subscribing, S-Forks. But you didn't kill us, which is what I wanted to happen. What improvements would you like? Right, so this is the stuff that we wanted information on. So loads of people said nothing now, happy with it. Nothing for now, happy with the website. Biggest thing was a forum. with user tools and something else. Oh, an ability to upload your hobby. That was the biggest reply.
Yeah.
The second biggest one was a community network for linking pages, channels, groups within wargaming. And the other ones that were both at the same sort of level were a more in-depth search system, and then we had some for some comments as well. So faster interface, it's being quite slow and that sort of stuff. Weekly, regular emails sent with a summary of content, which we should, that should be every month at the very least. We did do it for like 2 weeks and weekly. So if anybody was...
We used to send an email out every week, and we used to get a lot of people unsubscribing through it, because I kind of read from that people didn't appreciate being spammed. So I then put it to 2 weeks, and then later on changed it to a monthly email. But I can move it back to 2 weeks, maybe. Maybe that's the right balance. But every week seemed to just get a lot of people sort of unsubscribing from the list, not from premium, but just unsubscribing from the email list. So. Sam, there's a couple of questions just at the bottom of the chat, which you're probably a million miles away from. But OK Turnip asked, do you do commission or not?
No.
I mean, I don't, because I just don't have time. But Sam, do you want to answer that as well?
I'll put you on screen now as well. It's a bit laggy. The connection's like really grainy. Anyway.
I'm not on my fast network, Sam. Do you want me to switch over?
No, it's fine. Stay on that then. We'll just, it's fine. Commission.
Oh, I am really laggy.
Something that we wanted to do everything that we do is website-based, tutorials, battle reports, and the chats. We can reach a broader audience. Commission would be something for me to make money on my own, I think, more than anything. If I was going to be trying to make some money in between doing the website, that would be the only reason I would start doing commission, and it would probably slow down the amount of content that we get out. So, to be fair, I probably won't do any commission now. If it gets desperate and I'm like, I need to go and, go and get a full-time job, I could look at doing something to make money on the side, but for now I'm all good. Rachel's helping. She's very supportive.
If the boiler breaks over winter.
Yeah, I mean, I sell armies from time to time. When things have got to be paid for, I sell armies. I've got armies that I paint and I sell them, and it's just like a one-off thing to make a few funds, but I don't actively do any sort of commissions. Maybe something we do or work with somebody in the future, but it's not something in the nearer. We've got other focuses, basically. What are we doing? Oh yeah. So this is the biggest thing. So we've got some exciting news. Now, I don't know what we can talk about entirely. Stop me if I can't talk about certain things, Phil. But the website's been updated. So Phil has spent a lot of time tweaking stuff, because from the beginning I've been whinging pretty much daily, saying the website's slow, it's too slow, it's 10 seconds to load anything up. It's, we need to increase the speed. And Phil the whole time has said, it's fine. And then the other day, I said, the website's faster. And Phil was like, it's your cache. It's because it's loaded. I was like, no, Phil, it's not my cache. It's faster. And he didn't realise, but he's done so many tweaks that he's fixed it. And now it's fast. So let me show, this better be fast now. I'm going to do it. Let me...
While you're showing the website, I'm just going to switch over to my fast network. So I might drop, but if not, it might fine. Not, by the way.
Turnip's off. Gone ahead. Thanks for the Ironjaws advice. Yeah, we can give you more in future. Don't worry about it, Turnip. Right, let me... I like the name Turnip. It's Turnip as well. So the website's been enhanced. So one thing that was definitely slowing everything down was the speed of the website. Clicking on videos was taking between 5 and 10 seconds to load a page, which was frankly too slow, and it was annoying me and it was annoying Phil. We couldn't find a fix. We've done a lot of tweaking. We've paid for upgrades and all sorts, and now it's working. So I should be able to click on something. If I click on this, it should load fairly quickly. I know I'm streaming. Yeah, that's faster than it was. It's normally 1 to 2 seconds to load a page, but that was 10 seconds in the past. So it's hugely increased. The search system works. So that was another thing that wasn't working. If you typed in Eldar and just pressed return, it would say it's found nothing. So we'd be, it's like, what's the point in having a search system if you can't search for something? It's absolutely useless. Phil's fixed it. So now if you type in Eldar like I have there, we've got everything related to Eldar or keywords or, tagged as Eldar on the website, which is just awesome. So now you can search for stuff. If you want to see everything related to Chaos, you can just type that in and it comes up with suggestions and stuff. But if you just press return, Oh. Press return. Why is my keyboard broke? So it brings up everything to do with chaos, which at the moment is nothing. So chaos is in here because chaos banner. There's a chaos dude in that, and that Malachi the Wanderer is part of a chaos character that I created. But everything linked to whatever word you type in should be on there fine. So search is working. We've optimized it. We've changed. Oh, it's changed to WGO TV now as well. So that's the.
Oh yeah, that was me.
That was called channels before, which was all of our like tutorials were in one. It's basically the same layout as it is here. You probably can't see it's behind the chat. Let me see if I can remove the chat for a second. Yeah. So all the stuff is still there, but it's just under a different bracket. System, if you want to search through a certain game system, you can do it that way. If you want to search for your favourite faction, everything linked is inside there. Can we search by WGO presenter? There will be a way to find everything done by Phil or Rachel.
We tag it, so just do a search based on Phil now and see what happens. We don't necessarily tag everything, but we try, don't we? So we're going to do a tag review as well. That's something we're doing, is a full cleanup of the back end as well, because there's quite a few videos on there now. I've forgotten the total, but there's 300 odd, isn't there? So
yeah, everything to do with everything to do with you is coming up when you type Phil in. Although Necromancer's an OSL, that wasn't you, so I don't know why that's come up with you.
I probably just tagged myself in it just for the fame side of it.
Probably. Okay.
Because it's OSL, it's
OSL is your thing. Because it's airbrush, it's automatically tagged to you, even though it wasn't airbrush. So that's there. Subscription. So if you want to see everything that's free and everything that's you need to log in to make a free account, or everything that's premium that's there. There's also the plans thing, which tells you, that needs updating because we've got loads of stuff to add to this, but telling you what you get if you sign up for premium, basically. Now, community, so shop and register. If you're not already registered, you obviously that will pop up. And shop links to where you can buy merchandise. That needs to be changed, doesn't it? We were changing that to merchandise or apparel or whatever. Anyway, community. So this is one thing that everybody wanted. We've done it. Harley Gardner searches Phil. Every video comes up. That's what happens with Phil. What happens if I type me in? Gonna load instantly now because there'll be like one video. Oh no. Oh. Hobby Hangout 1. I mean, am I not tagged? That's like the top result. Oh no, there's loads. There's loads. It's just not ordered. There's loads. Right. So 2 big things that we've got. I mean, we've got partners already. We're in talks with other companies as well for partnerships and stuff.
Yeah.
Going inside here, and we're still finding out the finer print and working out the details and stuff. Can we talk about what we're doing with that, Phil?
Yeah, go for it. Why not? We're not far off of releasing it, so
Okay.
Go for it. At least a strong hint. Tell them why not. So it's a Friday night.
Shall we do the other one as well? The one that we need Guy to look at, the final bits.
Why not?
Okay, right. So let's 2 major things. So one of them is the forum. We're working on a forum. We're paid for some add-ons to get it working so that you can upload your own images, and almost like the Facebook group, but you don't need to be on Facebook. We've had loads of messages saying we want a forum, we don't use Facebook or whatever. And I used forums years ago, like the Warseer and Portent before that, when it was called Portent. And they're a great place to do a project log for your own army. So if you're working on Stormcast, for example, and you want to create your own thread with what you're working on and upload it daily and weekly or monthly, however often you do it, you can upload your own pictures of your army and you can get advice or comments or criticism from anybody else in the community. And it's a great way to spur yourself on to creating armies, basically. It's an awesome inspiration. So forums, there's 3 sections in there at the moment. One of them is the painting and the modelling side, which is designed to do all your project logs for the different armies and the different systems that you play. So that's separated up as well. The 3rd section at the bottom is the gaming. So again, tips, tricks, advice, army lists, anything to do with gaming sides is in there as well. You can
probably, I mean, Sam, I don't know whether you want to do this, but you can bring up the beta version of the forum, can't you? Because that's working. It's just that little technical glitch we've got at the moment.
Yeah, it's just whether you were going to switch it for a different one, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we might do, but they'll get the idea, and at least you can show like
Okay.
some of the test forums we've set up and things like that.
Yeah. So
Why
this
not?
is
But Sam, just going to say, let's leave the last thing. Let's leave the last thing for a show because it's not set up yet, and I think, and we've still got some conversations to have as
Okay.
well. So let's leave that last bit.
I'm really excited about that one. That's like
I know, but we've
we'll save
only
it.
had a couple of conversations, haven't we? So
Yes. Okay. we'll do the final reveal when it's more done. So anyway, forum. We've got like I was saying, project logs, project and modeling. Painting and modeling. The project logs are split up into different systems. Harley Gardner says needs more Blood Ravens. Okay, we'll have a forum dedicated to Blood Ravens.
everything needs more Blood Ravens. We should just set Blood Ravens up right at the top.
Just change the tag. Change the tag at the top. Blood Ravens. The second one is gaming. So again, that's split up. So you've got Age of Sigmar, 40k, Bolt Action, Frostgrave, other. So those four are the main ones. Other is for any other systems or board games. And inside that, they're split up into army lists. So a thread for army lists, and then a thread for the general tactics rules and FAQs. So the gaming side is there if anyone's interested in that. The top one, now this is something we've been back and forth on in terms of allowing certain things on our Facebook group. And it felt like, it's not something we wanted to do. So we've got some stuff that's going to be changed on the website to integrate everybody in the community. So we've got plans for something else, which we're going to talk about. However,
it's worth mentioning, if you sign up for an account on the forum, it essentially grants you a freemium account as well. So it gives you access to freemium content as well within the main site. It's all one account. You have a freemium account, but a forum profile and all the rest. Mm-hmm. So it's all one account, which is cool.
I mean, are you going to put the tag on this to get people making their accounts if they haven't got one already, or are you just going to? Shall we wait until it's finished? And then
anybody who's got a freemium account already now has the forum account, sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of. We've got a few permission things to work out, but you get the idea.
Okay. So the top part, the community thing, and it's at the top because it's quite important. We've got introduce yourself, which is pretty standard. If you're new to the forum or Wargame Online or a hobby, you can introduce yourself in there, make a thread. The next big one is Wargaming channels, pages, groups, and clubs. So if you've got a YouTube channel, a Facebook group, a Instagram page, or anything to do with wargaming and it's your own thing, inside this, so we've not allowed it everywhere else. I'll talk about that in a moment, but inside this thing here, you can create your own thread. And let's say Kablams. Kablams has got an awesome YouTube channel and he's on all the rest of the social media as well. So Kablams can go into this Wargaming channel's thread, create his own one just called Kablams or whatever he wants to name it, and he can update that. So whenever he releases a video or a bit of content or a topic, he can put in a post saying, here's my new thing. Anybody who's interested in looking at other Wargaming channels, pages, groups or clubs can click on this and have a look. But it's not everywhere. The thing we had problems with on Facebook was there was the same people posting daily to about 30 groups. And when you go on Facebook, you see a wall of this same thing and it becomes spam. So if you don't want to see it, it's very difficult to ignore it. If you want to see what else they're posting without just saying, I'm going to ignore everything you're doing, it's very difficult to block that out, which is why this forum is going to mean that you can talk about whatever you want with your own hobby and your own channels and stuff. But it's not in everybody's face every single time they load up Facebook. So it's its own section on the forum, which is brilliant. The next thing is the events bit. So again, if you've got an event coming up, if you want to go to one, or any questions to do with events. So Battlefield Birmingham, I think somebody was asking earlier if we're going. I didn't even know about it. But if you were going to Battlefield Birmingham, you could go into this event and put a thread in there saying, Battlefield Birmingham, is anybody going, or give people the lowdown, and you can then get a bit of discussion going on there as well. If you're a tournament organizer and you want to promote your event or your tournament, you can make one in here as well. So it's not restricted. It's not like go away or you've got to pay money to do this. You can just use the forum and you can spread information, and that's what it's there for. So the events. The final part of community is a commission painting section. And we need to look into the rules and stuff, whatever. But obviously, we're not responsible. If you go and deal with Joe Blogs over in America and he steals all of your money in your army, there's nothing we can do about it. But, the commission painting side of things on the internet is already like that. However, if you are a reputable commission painter and you already deal with people over the internet, you might want to make a thread, similar to the groups and the Facebook pages and stuff. And you can basically just advertise your commission service in there. And anybody interested in getting their models painted can go in there and have a look and choose who they want to do their commission work. So 4 huge sections there to do with the community, and we've got more to follow, but we can't talk about it yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. Okay, let me just come in with a couple of chat. There are loads of people saying loads of great stuff, but so thank you. Can we have this is from Harley Gardner. Can we have a general chat where we can talk memes and have a laugh? I mean, absolutely, why not? Just a fun section.
Yes,
definitely worth it. Siegfried says, just came back from the website and now I will never be the same. It just made me chuckle.
I hope that's good.
Harley is also asking for a topic which is just about Reaper 28 Grim as a Photoshop Sam section. So, which is,
okay.
You know, we can do like, you know, paint Sam of the month and things like that.
We'll have that can all go into the community bit. We'll do some general discussion and fun discussion stuff as well. So you can post anything you want during in there, as long as it's not offensive. Obviously, the forums, we need to work out the rules. We need people who have experience with being admins or moderators of forums as well. So if you know anybody, I mean, we
who wants to moderate,
who wants to moderate, or if you know anybody from forums in the past that you've spoken to who you think might be interested in helping out, you know, we've not got funds to chuck at people. It's going to be do you want to help us out? And if so, that would be amazing. We can look at doing things here and there. We've got rank systems and badges and all that sort of stuff. We can look at doing something. But, you know, people are on the internet. There's admins and moderators for Facebook groups. If anybody enjoys doing that sort of thing, message us on Facebook or wherever and let us know, and we'll have a chat and we'll work out the details. We'll iron out some of the details. But we need moderators and admins because we can't keep on top of all of it ourselves. The one thing that we still will continue, and this follows over onto the forum, is family friendly. And, you know, the odd swear word here and there on Facebook gets through on our Facebook group. We say we don't really want that sort of stuff, and it's the same for the forums. It's not somewhere to go to just be a troll, basically. We don't want trolls. We don't want arguments. It's just supposed to be a happy, fun place where everybody can turn up and talk hobby and chill out and escape from the world and talk about toy soldiers. So, you know, that's the sort of enforcement we're after, really. It's not going to be just banning people and going power crazy. It's going to be having fun, keeping everything flowing, and keeping everybody who's on the forum motivated. So that's what we're after.
Yeah, so I just want to come in because, Sam, you touched on something really important when we set all of this up. That family-friendly stuff is not because we're prudes or anything like that, but we want the content to be available for as many people as possible. And the idea of us being inclusive rather than exclusive. And the reality is if you get into that sort of aggressive, trollish and bad language side of things too much and, you know, all the rest, it just excludes people, and we don't really want to do that. The hobby's where we come to escape some of the real world nonsense. So let's just be nice to each other in here. And the vast majority of people that have come onto Wargamer Online get that, understand it, and have done a brilliant job of it. So thank you to everybody who contributes with the right sense and all the rest. It's keep it positive. This is where we come to have fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of things. Sorry, I was just going to say Harley is offering to moderate, and also he's pointed out he is Reaper 28 Grim. I had worked that out. You were plugging yourself way too much for it not to be obvious. Magnus from Liam. What else have we got? Vander Samaham. Well, there was a question, and I'm afraid I've missed it now. Someone was saying, I've just joined, but when is this going live? I think I can't quite...
Richard Hudson, just join the chat. When is this going live? So the forums... I mean, they're live. Sorry, I just read something else. Kiblams. The forum's live at the moment. However, the thing that we wanted to do was make it so that you could upload your own images for your project logs. And we've paid for some add-ons for the forum that don't necessarily work yet. So we've got to iron out some of the issues with that. But once that's working, you'll be able to make a thread, upload, same as you do on Facebook. You basically upload pictures that you've been working on your hobby, and everybody can see them. That isn't working at the moment, so you have to attach an image, and I don't think it even works that way. So we've got to sort that out.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We wanted the images to display really nice. We wanted them to be quite cool. We've just got something we need to iron out. The intention is to try and get that ironed out this weekend, though, and then we'll keep everybody posted on where we're at. It's only live on a beta stage, and we've not really let people into it yet, so it's worth making that point. It functions, but there's a couple of glitches we want to iron out, and the vast majority of what we want people doing probably is posting images and stuff, and that's the thing that we need to just sort to get it right, sort of thing.
Yeah. Siegfried's, but I can already see this becoming some sort of wargaming utopia. We need to talk after this, actually, Phil, if you've got time, if you don't get swept away, but we'll talk about this afterwards, actually.
You know what, I was saying there's one other thing we shouldn't talk about. There's actually two other things we shouldn't talk about. So this is just the start of a triumvirate of exciting stuff coming to the website over the next 4 weeks. So
I know
this is the first one, and yeah, exactly. I can't believe we even forgot that, because that's probably the coolest of the lot. Maybe, who knows? So yeah, sorry to tease people. That's not fair, but it's because it's not just about me and Sam. Crikey, it involves other people as well, and therefore it's not fair for us to kind of steal thunder. So we'll get the information to you as soon as we can.
Kabams is talking about badges. I'm not huge on forum management and stuff. That's the thing, but the more you post, you get like ranks and stuff on the forum, so that's already set up. But you can get little badges, like as in pins, not like black and white badges. However, we could probably create some badges, which is just a badger if that's what you want, with like a little army hat on or something. And you get them.
Do you want to bring the chat back up on screen as well, Sam? I'm just conscious it's been down a while, so there's been quite a few scrolling up for people who are watching back after it's live.
Yeah,
if that's
sorry.
all right.
My bad.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help.
Harley gone. I went on the site to see if it was there. Sadly, not. Yeah, the button's not on there yet. Do we want to say
soon though? Soon.
Yeah,
we just want it to be right before we let it go live, because I don't want the first 15 things on the forum to be why can't I post an image up the way I want to post an image?
Yes. Teasing is. I know we don't like teasing, but we did it anyway. So apologies. Right,
Derpimus Maximus says Derpimus. You'll have to go back and catch up on Derpimus Maximus. But he was saying sometimes bad words come out of him, but that's from based on I can't remember where he said he's from Glasgow. So sometimes they're just a regrettable consequence, which I thought was brilliant, but beautifully put. Okay, so there's a bunch of people sort of saying they've got moderator experience and stuff, which would be fantastic. So when we're there, we'll talk to people. And that should be absolutely fantastic.
Well, if you're on Facebook, message me or Phil, and we'll collate a list of names and contacts so that we can speak to everybody in one go, basically, or contact people individually. Message me on Facebook. My name's Sam Space Stocks. If you're not already added me, just send me a message and I can write it all down. Because I'm rubbish with names and remembering. Whereas if you send me a message, I can write it down and log it. And
I've got a question from Harley as well, saying, to be a moderator, will there be any requirements or things? I think the requirement is probably nothing more than sticking by the values of what we're trying to do and maintaining the right tone of voice, I suppose. It's that sometimes people do get upset and stuff like that, and you have to kind of just smile through it and say, that's everybody's allowed of opinion, but our value of the channel is to keep it positive. That's the main thing. So no, I don't think there's any particular requirement. Obviously a computer is a requirement, but I don't think that's what you meant, is it? You can tell I'm on my Friday. I'm really on my Friday wind down, so it's been a crazy old week, so it's quite good. Can I just say as well, for people, seeing as though I'm just chatting like crazy now, we managed to squeeze in filming a battle report tonight, which was Sylvaneth versus Death. But in particular, what type of Death, Sam?
Filth.
Oh, no. It's the ghosty ones. Oh, I'm so rubbish. Nighthaunt, is that right?
Yes.
So let's have a look. Yes, it was Nighthaunt. And we had a cracking old game as well. So I need to get it edited, but it was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Marek Wolf. Do unto others what you would have done to yourself. Yep. Just be nice to people. Al Kirkham, I'm
yes,
tired, so let me
your
know.
email as well.
You are?
Harley saying I've got his email. Yes, I have. So that's cool.
Okay.
We can be in touch.
Okay. Al saying he's retired, so let me know. Family friendly is key. So yeah, that's perfect. Wargaming
MCM's offering us some help. Well, if we get stuck, we'll certainly give you a chat. So that'd be cool. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, MCM, for that. We're both learning, aren't we, Phil?
We're trying.
Derpamus hasn't modded a forum for years, mostly involved banning spam bots yet. The Utopia, there's plenty of places. That's the other thing as well, isn't it? You know how we were saying family friendly? There's plenty of places on the internet where if you just want to go and troll, you can go to. Like, most of the internet is filled with like pits where you can just go and give people grief, especially 40k based. But we just avoid it. Why would you tell us about more things that you can't talk about?
Yeah, I was really sorry about that. We maybe got a little ahead of ourselves. And like I say, it's only because it's not just us involved in that, so it's not really fair. So apologies. And it won't be long. It won't be long, seriously. We're not going to keep, teasing this on for weeks. We're in a good position to make some announcements. So it's cool. It's cool. It's going to be fun. And one's good. I need to sort some details out, but it's all looking good. And also, we've got a lot of. I said something like irons in the pan or something like that, but it's irons in the fire. So it's looking good at the moment. Void72 has just signed up for premium, so thank you very much, Void72.
Legendary. Thank you, Void72. Now you can experience a fast website. Or faster website. Embrace it, Void. Just literally press the button and go, so fast.
They've got Reaper28 and Harley posting. It's like some kind of dual personality. That's brilliant.
That's great. I'm just going to go through some of the chat, Phil. I'm going to try and quickfire because I've done nothing to do with hobby tonight, but I suppose it's turned into a chat rather than a hobby hangout, which is fine because I wasn't going to get much done anyway. Kablam's made me laugh. WGO are going to adopt a baby to raise as the most mighty of wargamers. Imagine that. Just literally, what does your day consist? It's like the nerd Spartan. Imagine that. All day, all they do is sit and paint and game and do tactics. And what do I do today, Father? Go to the gaming club and beat everybody. And then they come home. I've beaten them all, Father. Paint. You must paint faster. Oh, that's why I'm not allowed a kid. Anyway, let's keep going. The third thing is not that Magic Mike has refurbished the lap dancing club. See, Akaya is like head admin, and he's going to be in charge of all of these admins. I think. I don't think he's realised yet. He's going to be like centre point. Right. Oh no, what's going on?
Oh man, that's a brilliant idea, Johnny Rockstar. Sorry, I know you go through the tube. You carry on. Sorry, catch up on the chat.
I'm almost there. Richard saying tease. Al Kirkham saying you guys are doing a great job. Well, thank you very much, Al. We are doing our best, and we're glad that we're tweaking stuff, aren't we? I'm happy with the direction we're going. We've got loads of really cool stuff coming up, like we've said. We're doing everything we can to make it a better experience. We could probably do more content if we didn't take so much effort at trying to improve stuff. But I think it's important that we try and go forwards and get to a place where we're both happy, and then we can carry on with content. So I think we need to slow down in some areas and improve in others. Keep up the content, guys, says Harley. What about a section for older gamers to reminisce called Imperial Propagandas? I think that's a perfect idea.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm so excited. Talking about old gamers wanting to reminisce, I'm so excited about the mail order only Eldar miniatures coming out tomorrow, especially the Bone Singer. So happy about that. I've always wanted one of those. There's two models that I've absolutely desired for a long time, but never found the either had the cash or the opportunity to get. One was the Bone Singer. I just couldn't bring myself to pay the eBay prices for it. And the other one is the Arvis Lighter, which I desperately want for my Gene Stealer cult, because I just think it's a perfect little flyer, like a little industrial flyer stuff. So to at least one of those, and the Arvis Lighter is available. It's not like it's not available, but I can't bring myself to spend £60 odd on on like a piece of scenery, basically. I think it's meant to be quite good in 8th edition, but I still can't bring myself. But I will do it one day. It's a great model.
It's like me
but
with
the other thing, back to the Bone Singer.
not Steel Legion.
I'm
What
so
are they called?
excited.
Death Corps. When you do that, I'll do Death Corps. Well, that's like our dream hobby products, isn't it? Death Corps, a Krieg army with a Arvis light here thing. I've just put up a picture. Look on the feed, Phil. What is this Eldar thing? Because this is the model out of all of those that I thought would be cool to paint.
That's the Bone Singer. Is that
it?
Where
Okay.
have you got that from? What's that?
I took a picture.
Oh, that's on your phone.
I took a picture.
Oh
on my phone.
man, that's the Bone Singer. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I want
looked
to
at
do
them all.
a Bone Singer Wraith Lord because I just think that side, those fins on the helmet would just look amazing.
Owl's off. See you later, Al. Have a good one.
See you later, Al.
One account speaks only truth, the other only lies, but you'd never know which is which. Isn't that Zinch? I'm sure that's the what's his name? The big bird. Kairos Fate Weaver. I'm sure that's the whole thing with Kairos. One of them is lies, one of them's truth. But you never know which is which.
Reaper's making a good point here. We'll go around that. In my opinion, there should be one topic where the odd swear is okay, but not too much. I think we were talking about this, of allowing some sections either of the forum or of the site sort of thing to say, okay, this is rated R or rated 18 or something. Just give a warning so people can choose. But we'll see. The problem is you can kind of open the floodgate, can't you? And that's the issue. Sometimes it's easier. But, I think the forum will be more relaxed at the end of the day because it's not just our content. And there just needs to be a disclaimer at the top saying we're not responsible for everything within this. We'll moderate where we can, but we don't see everything sort of thing. And, and then hope that people behave themselves. And if not, then, you can always go with the 3 strikes, can't you?
Yeah. Akoya's put that section, the propaganda section, will be called Memberries. And you have to start every post with, "Oh, I'm a member."
Johnny Rockstar's saying he thinks the Bone Singer will sell out before really quickly. It's not that it sells out because it's made to order. They will, so it won't sell out, but it's only available for 1 week on made to order. Is that right? You've basically got 7 days to place your order. So Johnny, if that's before your payday, give me a shout. I'll order you one, and we can sort it out afterwards.
Emperor of Denmark's here and said, "What did I miss? You missed everything, Denmark, Mr. Emperor. You need to watch back from wherever you missed. We've got loads of stuff coming, but just wait."
We've been talking about site updates. Things from the questionnaire and hobby and forum and stuff and all sorts of stuff.
Kiblamz has said with its adoption plans, that's what we're talking about. Krieg, says Reaper. Yes, Krieg is the only regiment. Well, you know what? The best regiment is Tanith. Tanith is the best regiment in the entire game system, but they don't do enough models. And the metal ones are so difficult to get. I keep checking eBay. I think that's one thing, on eBay. There's always something that you keep an eye on to see if it goes down in price. It's that blister pack where you get the female Tanith Ghost with the 2 others. It's a blister pack of 3. And the female model sells for like £20 just for her now. And I should have bought loads of them when they were actually out. It was like £7 for all 3 of them when they were released. And now they're like gold dust.
Well, that is the kind of thing that might come back on a made to order, isn't it? And we have got a question saying, where do you place the order for made to order? Made to orders only through the website. It's a website exclusive. So if you go onto GW and go onto the website exclusive tab, you will find it there, but only from tomorrow onwards. It's not there right now. They just showed a preview of it. Is that what you were showing, Sam? The preview of the Bone Singer?
No, that was the picture that was on the community page ages ago. I just took a picture because I was going to ask you, like, what is this model? I want it. But if it's the same one that you're going to be wanting, I was just thinking I'd paint one, but it's probably not worth it. Zerpimus, could we start some with back in the day or when I was young or when this was just fields? That sounds like Phil. Maybe you should manage that thread, Phil. Back when all of this was just dirt. I sculpted this town from nothing.
You can only log in on a ZX81 Spectrum. Like machine text.
Siegfried, I've got one little question I've been waiting to ask you. Besides bolt action, will you be covering more historicals in the future? I mean, I've looked at stuff like the Viking models, the Romans, and that sort of stuff. I think the channel focus, if we do everything, the channel will be stretched too much. There's loads of games we will probably play, but maybe not many that will feature tons of. And I think the core that we're focusing on is what you've seen, really. It's the Age of Sigmar 40k, and then the Bolt Action and Frostgrave from Warlord. And then we've got things like Blood Bowl, Necromunda, Shadespire, which we'll do bits on. And depending on how much we enjoy it, we'll do more of. But the core will always probably be, Age of Sigmar 40k. And I'm hoping Bolt Action becomes a big one because I'm going to get them base coated this weekend. And if Mike can't get his done, then Phil will probably have a US army full of amazing looking Shermans that I'm going to be super jealous of. And he will get them painted in a day. And the board will be the next day. And then we'll be blowing each other up with tanks very soon after that. So that'd be cool. Could you guys set up shop further up north? We're in the middle, like we're in the West Midlands, which is very accessible across all of the
middle, Sam.
It's more central than being up north, though, isn't it?
Central England, but not the UK. And if that's coming from Reaper, is in Glasgow, so it's got a bit of a trip to do. We'll sort something out, Reaper. We're trying to get it where we can get cheap accommodation for people or free accommodation for people is our next thing. So if people want to come and play a game, they can do an overnight without worrying about the cost. I mean, admittedly, you've still got to get here, but we're trying to work something out on that front as well.
Call a tent, and we'll just lend them out whenever people need a tent in fields. Great place to sleep. Just a bit wet. Steve Cottrell was saying certain items from Forge World are removed due to lack of interest, so everyone has to start a Talon army to bring them back and expand their Talon. Yeah, 4-hour journey from where he lives. Wow, jeez. Can't wait to see your take on Frostgrave. So Frostgrave, I've already done almost the war.
I've got mixed up. He's in Glasgow. Sorry, Reaper.
I'll do a full showcase on the warband, but Phil's done the board. Like the base of the board, we just need to get the buildings and everything done on it. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be an Uber board.
So Frostgrave will be a lot of fun. WGO bunk room, says Kablam. Right, we need to talk stuff quickly, Phil, because we haven't even done the topic of the show, and you can talk about it while I'm...
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. The main topic is Wizkids announcing they're going to be partnering up with GW, innit? So I'll bring this up here. So basically, they've said here... Let me just pick out the main points. We'll begin rolling out new product lines in mid-2018. So Wizkids and GW have got a new partnership. They're going to be working together. If anybody hasn't seen what Wizkids do or what they've done in the past, the main stuff is Hero Clicks, Dice Masters, and this Attack Wing. But they also do pre-painted miniatures for a lot of games. So I think they've said there's definitely going to be a dice game and board game or two out next year, which are going to be GW based. So I don't know what it will be. I potentially think they could easily do a Dice Masters 40k and Age of Sigmar version of Dice Masters. And there'll be cards with like Space Marines on and little dice that go alongside it. It's quite a popular game and it's not miniatures. So if you're not interested in non-miniature games, it's probably not going to be for you, but it's definitely going to increase the player base. I mean, if kids start off playing Dice Masters, and they're interested in that, they might be like, oh, 40k, not seen that before, don't know how. They might go into miniatures as well. And same with adults, like me and Rachel and Dave, we spent a bit buying some Dice Masters. Nice easy game just to play, and you can just do like 10-20 minutes of play on a lunch break at work or wherever you are. You can just play some games, and with it being linked to GW, it might be more interesting. The other one, Hero Clicks. So it's another time.
Is that the stuff that's like pre-painted models on like bases with a little dial underneath and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Did they do Lord of the Rings at one point, or am I dreaming that, or was that somebody just ripping off here? Yeah.
They've got Star Trek, Marvel, DC, Turtles. They've got loads. They've done tons. But the biggest thing for me is, are they going to do pre-painted miniatures now? I don't know if they would. I mean, they've got this Tomb of Annihilation, that D&D game. I was actually playing that on Twitch the other day, live. So if you want to see me like fail at playing video games, go on Twitch. It should still be on there. But this has got So you buy these boxes and they actually come. I can't zoom in very well, but tabletop painted level stuff. They're base coats and probably not even a wash, but just base coats. If you wanted to paint more than this, you can chuck a wash and highlight them. But they sell a huge amount. Like if you're playing D&D or Frostgrave, you could buy these sort of things already ready for the tabletop. So imagine seeing little Space Marine Scouts. They're not going to be to the same level as GW's miniatures because they're just not as detailed, but you might be able to play a board game quickly with something like this without having to invest a huge amount of time. Like X-Wing, actually. You're quite heavy into X-Wing at the moment.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. And Attack Wing is Attack Wing then? I'm just looking at the Star Trek one now. That looks almost identical to X-Wing, doesn't it? It's got the same movement templates and everything. Slightly different, but more or less the same principles, sharp turns, etc., etc. So, I mean, I really hope then, out of all the things, I'd like to see
Battlefleet Gothic.
Battlefleet Gothic done in an X-Wing, Attack Wing style gameplay, because that'd just be great fun. I'd be all over that, I have to say.
So
without a doubt,
play that. I'd probably still play it, but I think out of all the stuff, I'd be interested to see what pre-painted miniatures they've got for board games like Warhammer Quest. Just to start playing games like Warhammer Quest quite quickly, but also whether they do a Dice Masters 40k or Age of Sigmar game just to play on the side. So they're the two things I'm looking at. D&D Attack Wing. What's this?
Well, hopefully we've got it covered.
Oh, wow.
D&D Attack Wing just looks like, again, Attack Wing, but with dragons and stuff.
Yeah, that's
which is
really
still cool, isn't it? Yeah. I'm
pretty
pretty excited by that. I kind of was a bit like meh when I got the news because I didn't think it really covered me. But knowing how quickly I fell into X-Wing, and what's really nice about X-Wing is like Jack wasn't feeling too well the other night. We were meant to do a game of 40k, but either way you look at it, you've got a couple of hours at least really by the time you've set up and everything. And we just broke out a game of X-Wing instead, and we were like playing for 45 minutes, had a real good laugh. Jack beat me yet again, but that's another story. And it's just good.
That's what he does, though. Isn't he is a wargamer that has been trained from birth to beat people.
Oh, mate, his dice rolls on X-Wing are even more infuriating than his 40k dice rolls. It's just crazy.
Siegfried's saying the same thing that worried me. The only thing that doesn't fully sell me on GW Wizkids partnership is their flimsy plastic stuff of nightmares, and that's the thing. I don't think the quality's there, but it's not. If you're not going to be buying their models to play Warhammer 40k. You're going to be buying it to play like the X-Wing version of 40k or Sigmar or whatever it is. You're not going to be playing it as a substitute, I think, for a GW board miniature game at the moment. So it's all good.
Reaper's heading off, so see you later. Good night, dude. See
you later, Reaper. Right, one last thing then, I think, before. I don't think there was much else. BloodBowl, starting Ironjaws. I'm going to quickly show the BloodBowl stuff that I've done, and then we'll call it. So, how do I get rid of that? There we go. Okay, so if anybody doesn't know, I did play BloodBowl on the Xbox, and I got beat quite easily. Me and Phil played a game of BloodBowl at the studio, and we played 2 rounds or 3 rounds. Phil scored a goal in 3 rounds. I beat up most of his team, but it was much more enjoyable as a board game than it was on the computer, on the Xbox. And I enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Phil. Did you enjoy the game?
I did enjoy it. It's like I used to. Our biggest difference of opinion was I didn't think we were playing the game. I thought we were learning the rules. You were straight out trying to win from minute 1. You were just like.
Phil was telling me off and trying to learn the rules. So Phil was like, "It's just a demo. Just tell me what to roll, and I'll roll it." And I'm like, "No, Phil. I need to know. I need to understand the rules so that I can. That's what playing the demo is. You learn the rules, and then you can go and you can play the game without needing to read up all of them. Somebody's telling you how to play, basically." And I'm like, "So what happens if I do this?" And he's like, blah, blah, blah. And Phil's like, "Just get on with it. Just roll the dice." And I'm like, "Phil, that's not an educated I can't play it." So anyway, I've started building my goblin team now. Akaya Amit, when we met him at Warhammer World, when we did our Warhammer TV appearance, turned up with a giant care package, and he had some Skaven for Mike, some goblins for me, and some sweets, and a bunch of other stuff. So like the tank commanders for bolt action, some card games for Rachel. Phil, you got some Gene Stealers, didn't you? Some Tyranid bits and stuff. It was a great little care package from Akaya. And the Goblin team, I didn't know how many I needed, so I did have 2 boxes, but we've swapped one of the boxes so that Phil started his dwarf team. So Phil's got dwarves.
Beard.
By your beard.
Sorry.
I've picked up the, what is it called? Grombrindle and the Black Gobbo set. So Phil's having Grombrindle now. It was going to be John's, but you didn't know you were going to be playing dwarves. And I'm going to have the Black Gobbo for the team. And with the rest of it, I wanted to create all of the team members for my Blood Bowl guys. So they're called the Salty Scramblers because I'm obviously really salty when I play anything. So that's what I thought was quite a fitting name. And I needed to make different types of players or positions for the Goblin team. So I've done this pogoer, and he's got a giant pogo stick. I need to put the coil around the bottom of here so it does actually look like a pogo stick. And these are all like quite cool little conversions. I'm happy with how I've managed to make them look. From the general like Blood Bowl Goblin kit, and then like spears from Warriors of Chaos and stuff. So he's the pogoer. He's probably my favourite. I like how he's at an angle, like just leaning over the rest of his team. So the pogo is my favourite. Then we've got the Doom Diver. Now this is supposed to be a guy who has wings, and I chopped up a shaman from the Arachnarok spider set and stuck him onto the side of a normal goblin dude. All of these need green stuff. That was what I was going to be doing tonight, but I didn't. And he basically gets thrown around the pitch by the trolls, which I'll show you. They're not trolls. But he gets thrown around the pitch, and he either lands on stuff or he should be like scoring with the ball. And then we've got the hooligan, who just shouts at people. He is a hooligan. So simple left arm swap with something else. A head from the Arachnarok spider set with the feathers all carved off it. And he's just shouting. And I need to green stuff him like a scarf and give him some glasses so he can, properly give people some abuse. What else? We've got 5 in total of these special ones. And this is probably the one that took the longest to convert because I had to get the chain right. So this is a fanatic who just comes onto the pitch and swings his ball and chain around and tries to take out as many people as possible. So I've super glued this chain in place to make it more dynamic. And it's basically hit the ground and he's pulled him over and now he's going to die. But it's quite a cool little pose. And he's like, oh no, I'm going to die. Then we've got this dude who is a chainsaw guy. He needs green stuffed handles and this chainsaw bulking out and making it look like an actual machine rather than a paperclip, which it is right now. And he's got like a little pipe which goes through to the chainsaw, which is going to be giving it the petrol it needs to go. So I have thought about that since Phil told me it needed some form of fuel. So he's done. And then we've just got the other team members. So I've got 7 goblins in total. These have had either minor conversions or they're just made from the goblin set. So they're just 7 goblins. And then the final stuff, which is cool, are the trolls. So rather than using actual trolls, I'm using Mangler Squigs. And these have been put onto 32mm bases. And they do stand up somehow. And they can still have goblins next to them. So on the pitch, they will actually be able to stand next to each other, which is awesome. And these 2 Mangler Squigs will basically do most of the killing, hopefully. And when they throw the goblins, they basically eat the goblin, and then there's a chance that they can actually eat the goblin, in which case it's just dead, or he'll spit them out and throw them across the battlefield. So I'm sorted. That's a full team of goblins. They just need green stuff and painting, and that's another game that I can play for the channel. And the Frostgrave are almost done, so that's another one as well. And it's converted, and we all know that I can't do anything unless it's converted in some way, shape or form. God, I talked for a long time, don't I? You can't shut me up.
That's all right, Sam.
Let me bring up your face, Phil.
It's looking good. That's going to look really good on the board.
And you're getting the Doom, what is it called? Is it the Doom Roller or something? Are you going to get one?
Doom Roller or something like that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting it. It's a cool model.
Mainly because there's a goblin being squished underneath it.
Yeah, which I've definitely have to paint in the style. In fact, I might give you the base so you can paint the dude on it so it matches your goblins.
Excellent. Right, let me quickly see the chat and then we'll probably call it for this Friday. It's been a long one actually, but we've talked about a lot and we've got loads to come, and it's been an enjoyable one. So Reaper's headed off. D&D Attack Wing was their attempt to cash in on the X-Wing phenomenon, so that's probably why it's so similar then.
Death Roller.
Thanks
to Ikaria.
GW looking at it as maybe another set of gateway games, which is good. Like we've always said, the more people that get into the hobby, the more people stick around. It's never a bad thing, is it? More people. Shadespire. Kablams is looking at Shadespire as a game you can pick up quickly. Same with me. I think I'm having the Stormcast out of that box because I've got the Stormcast army, and then there's the Khorne, which I imagine you'll be playing, Phil. Chaos. Or do you want Stormcast?
Yeah, I'm really giving it a lot of thought. Shadespire, yeah, it's good. It's nice. I was gonna drop it off with you tomorrow, Sam, if that's all right.
Oh, have you got it?
Yeah, I picked it up.
Oh, I could have done like a... Yeah, that's cool.
I know it was late by
That's
the
fine.
time I was circling past there, so I kind of figured you wouldn't have had time to do it before your live chat anyway.
This thread belongs to the Blood Raven, says Reaper. Talking about infuriating, how infuriating will it be to play against Ailotok with -1 up to -3 to hit units? Yeah, you can probably talk about that on Musings, can't you? More Eldar chat on Monday.
Oh, yes.
You can
Plenty
never
of Eldar chat.
have too much Eldar. Liam can't help it. That's Liam who beat me on the Xbox game. Load of rubbish. Blood Bowl against
Siegfried, you can get in touch. Sorry, just Siegfried. You can get in touch with us through the Facebook page and group, but if not, just also there's a contact form on the website as well, right at the bottom of the page. Look for the contact form.
Either way.
Mm-hmm.
Kai is doing his sign up for premium stuff. Oh, it does that skipping chat thing. A few people are saying they like the conversions. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh, Frost and Fist is here. Hey, Mythos. Glad on you, Samuel. Works amazing. Thanks, Siegfried. Oh, is that? Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. The Dread Saurian in all of his glory. That's such a cool base.
To the base. There's a lot of work to do to it. It's just a basic skeleton at the moment, so it's got to have all sorts of creepy vines and proper stones and stuff. And I've got some idea for the columns that I've blown away. So, like I say, this was done like this so the printer could handle it easily.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to hack away at it and do all sorts of stuff. I love how the fact he's just standing, pour off the end.
It looks a lot more scary now, rather than like he's just saying hello like he was before.
The pinned tongue at it as well. Because the alignment's on it perfect. So I knew you'd appreciate that, Sam.
What, appreciate what? I was too busy trying to pronounce, even though Johnny's pointed out exactly how to pronounce it.
The alignment on the tongue.
Oh, yeah.
For the pinning, it slides in perfectly. And you'll be pleased to know I suffered for that because I drilled straight through the tongue into my finger as well.
Oh, blood, sweat and tears.
And there's nothing more painful than a rotary drill going into your finger, trust me.
Did you film it as well? Did you film planning the base and printing it, or has that not worked?
I filmed planning it. Printing it, I didn't bother because it's just a machine buzzing around for hours.
So if anyone's interested...
I was going to, but it took 12 hours to print.
Yeah.
So...
Okay, I think that's it. Your internet sounds like it's dying now anyway, and we've been on for a while, so thanks to everyone who has joined us this evening. It's been a longer one. We've got loads of stuff coming up. Monday Musing on Monday from Phil, I imagine, at 9 o'clock. And we'll fill you in on the rest of the stuff as and when it happens. So, other than that...
If we've got stuff moving forward, we might do a catch-up on Wednesday, actually. If we've got stuff moving forward and there's stuff to talk about, maybe a catch-up on Wednesday, Sam?
Yes.
If we get a chance.
Well, you're away on Wednesday, and I'm at yours.
Oh, no, I'm away this week. Yeah, sorry, Sam. Yeah, forget that then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll see what happens. I mean,
maybe next Wednesday then. Next Wednesday.
Well, next Friday maybe, depending on what happens.
Sure.
All right, everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, Phil.
Bye.
As well.
Cheers, Sam. See you later, guys. Thanks for everyone commenting on the chat. Bye.
Bye.